Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, and hi to Darren if you're still around, mate. You got in good and early before I'd even gone live. The plan was to go to live early, but I just thought I'd get the stream up and ready before going live. So Burnley, City versus Burnley today. If I'm right, was it comfortably clear? Ready before going live. So Burnley, left the volume up. Let's turn that volume down. Just going to pop onto Twitter so people can join in if they want to. Yes, hi, Abdul Hakim Mahmoud. Is that how you say it? Mahmoud or Mohammed? But very good for you to have you on board. Burnley. So full game, Burnley doing all right in the league. They finished. Hi, Chris Lindley. How you doing, buddy? If you remember, Burnley finished before the lockdown. They were in good form. In very good form, actually. So that's going to be interesting to see whether they can quickly recapture that form. I don't think it's easy, but can Burnley quickly recapture the form that they had before the lockdown? I think the lineup, this is going to be really tough, Abdi Hakim. It's very tough because we used 16 players on last Wednesday. Obviously, Eric Garcia can't play because he had concussion, so he's out. And it really depends how Pep wants to play this, because I think some players weren't fit. Obviously, having that game on Thursday, even if you only played for an hour, like Riyad Mahrez played about 65 minutes, I think that will bring them on leaps and bounds. Okay, now it really depends how Pep wants to look at this. We've got Chelsea on Thursday, 3 days away. We've got Newcastle on Sunday in the FA Cup, another away game. I don't think it matters at home or away, but the fact is they're coming thick and fast. Every 3 days we've got a game. Players from Wednesday to now rested enough, as far as I'm concerned. It's how Pep wants to view the games against Chelsea and Newcastle. For me, if you're looking at all 3 games, look, we're 6 points clear of Leicester right now with a game in hand. If we win tonight, we're 9 points clear. And in my book, with 8 games to go, we should not be losing second spot. Yeah, if we win tonight, we'll have 63 points. We will be 17 clear of Man United. Pretty much, with 8 games to go, that's almost done and dusted in terms of finishing in the top 4. Obviously, we want to finish second. It's a little bit more kudos. It's where we should be, without being arrogant. And also, you get a bit more money in the Champions League and in prize money here, if you get in the Champions League next season, if we're not banned. So how does Pep look at this? For me, part of me is thinking save some of your players for Thursday and save some for next Sunday. If we go out and beat Burnley tonight, we put out our best team, beat Burnley, we're 9 points clear of Leicester. Goal difference already, we're plus 40, they're plus 30. We'll be, well clear in goal difference terms too. And then Chelsea, we can do a bit of a mix and match. Okay, Chelsea are a good team. They're only 9 points behind us. If we win tonight, there'll be 12. So if we win tonight and lose to Chelsea, we'd still be 9 points clear of them. And we'd still, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that. In terms of Leicester, we're 6 points clear. I don't think they're going to catch us really. But the main thing is to finish top 4 and then finish second. So part of me, I'm confused. I'm conflated. I'm thinking, do we go out all out to win this game tonight? Is that our plan? To give it everything, make sure we win this game against Burnley, and not worry about Thursday, take it as it comes, and then focus on Sunday. So Thursday could be the game, even though you could say out of the 3, it could be the hardest game. We could look at Thursday as being the one that we could afford to lose this week. Okay, because what I don't want is to put out your best team against Chelsea and then 3 days later ask your best team to play against Newcastle. I think that's too hard. Let's look at some of your comments. Hi, Mark the Blue. Hope you're well, buddy. Abdi Hakim, Phil Foden tonight will. I'm not sure. Ikram, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Just put my bit of light on. Hey. If City win, we'll have something. You'll have something to celebrate. Glad to see you got your prize, Ikram. Blackpool Blurry, not stopping long. Got something else. All right, no problem, mate. 7-1, Papa Echo Delta. I don't think so. I don't think Burnley are gonna. Even though you can argue they've had, I think, one practice game against Preston. Obviously, we've had that game against Arsenal, which should bring us on leaps and bounds. And you could argue that maybe they're not as fit as us, they're not as match fit as us. I mean, but a lot of our players have had that game. So they're much better at being match fit. But I don't think Burnley are going to turn up to get stuffed. I really don't see Burnley doing that. And yes, we might stuff them, but they will try hard. So I don't buy this that they're going to take it easy, and let us win. They're not going to let us win. They're a Sean Dyche team. It's Burnley, and they will give it everything. Ikram says, I think we should try and get a 2-0 lead. And that's the way I want to do it, Ikram. The same way against Arsenal. Once we were 2-0 up, we looked comfortable. Mahrez came off, and then we started swapping players around. Okay, after, was it 65 minutes? I'd like us to do something similar. If we can get a 2 or 3 goal lead, then start swapping players around. For me, my starting 11. Okay, here goes. Edison, Walker, Otamendi, Laporte. If he's fit, Zinchenko. I would have Fernandinho. He's the best. He's better than Rodri, better than Gundogan. I'd have Fernandinho as DM. In front of him, I'd have KDB and Bernardo Silva. And up front, I'd have Mahrez, Aguero, and Sterling. I'll tell you what, Edison, can't argue about that. Walker, I don't see Cancelo coming back and displacing Walker. Walker can rest on Thursday if we need it. Otamendi, the choice is without Eric Garcia, Taylor Howard-Bellersing going to play. I can't see Fernandinho could play there, but I'd like to see Otamendi play there. Given the choice between Otamendi and Stones, even though they're all fit, I'd go with Otamendi tonight. Laporte, there's no question, Rolls-Royce defender. Zinchenko, is Mendy fit enough to play 2 games in 3 days? I'm not sure yet. So I'd go for Zinchenko. Fernandinho, as I said, he's the best. Okay. So, I'd like to see him play tonight. And then maybe not play against Chelsea and save him for Newcastle if needs be. In front of them, KDB. For me, no question, KDB should start. And once again, if we can get a 2-goal lead, get KDB off. David Silva, although he got taken off on last Wednesday, I don't want him to play another game yet. Save him for Chelsea. We need him. We do need some cool heads, a lot of experience against Chelsea, and I'd like to save him for that. So KDB and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's going to work extremely hard. That's what I want to see, and obviously he's got the skill as well. And up front, I want Mahrez, Aguero, and Sterling. Sterling's obviously done really well in his last game, so why can't Sterling stay? Now, I'm just waiting for the team news to come out. If any of you get it before me, just let me know. It's, just waiting for it to come out. So, guys, let me know. Aaron Booth, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Ikram, I agree with the lineup, but I would have David instead of Bernardo. Well, the thing is, David played last. Bernardo didn't start the last game. Bernardo's had less than 30 minutes, and David Silva started the last game. So I just swap them around. You could easily let Bernardo play for 60, 65, 70 minutes and let David come on for 20, or rest David totally. Against Burnley, I want a bit more energy as well because they're going to go for it. Foden's left wing, Wasawai, it could well be. Foden's got the ability. Chris is going for 3-1. I'm just waiting for. I've not got. Here we go. Edison, Cancelo, Otamendi, Fernandinho. Wow. Massive changes. I'm just waiting for this to come up on my screen now. I hate the City app. I'll be quite honest with you because it just takes ages. Okay, Edison, Cancelo, Zinchenko, Rodrigo, Fernandinho, Otamendi, Foden, David Silva, Aguero, Mahrez, Bernardo Silva. Big wows. Big wows. I didn't expect this many. I didn't expect Joao Cancelo to come straight in. I thought Walker would be fit enough. Yeah, I just got the notification, Ikram. Foden's playing. So we're going to have Edison at goal, no problem. Cancelo, okay, fair enough. Zinchenko at left back. I mean, I said I expected that. Fernandinho and Otamendi. So Laporte's getting that rest for Chelsea. Okay, fair enough. I'm not massively keen, but look, he's been out a long time as well. He's only had he's not had many games back, so fair enough. So Otamendi and Fernandinho at the back. Okay. Your DM is going to be Rodrigo. Okay, he's been the DM most of the season. Foden out on the left. Mahrez out on the right. Actually, I would expect Foden to play with David Silva as two attacking midfielders. This is what I'm thinking. And obviously Aguero up top. Foden could play out left, but why can't you play Mahrez out left and Bernardo out right? Or Bernardo, who is left-footed. Both of them are left-footed. So why? And Foden's left-footed. All three of them are left-footed. Why can't you play Bernardo Silva on the left and Riyad Mahrez on the right and Foden as an attacking midfielder with David Silva? Absolutely. What's the only person who's kept his place is Mahrez and Ederson. The only two players and Silva. Sorry, three people have kept their places from the last game. That's Ederson, Mahrez, and Silva. And I can only assume that's simply because of fitness. I can't be anything else. On the bench, we've got Scott Carson. So Bravo still doesn't get on the bench. I thought he was fit. Walker's on the bench. Gundogan, De Bruyne, Mendy, Sterling, Laporte, Sane, and Gabby J. That's a bench for the ages, that, guys. Look, I mean, okay, let's forget about Carson, but you got Walker on the bench. You got Mendy on the bench. Laporte on the bench. You've got Gundogan, De Bruyne, Sterling, Sane, and Gabby Jesus. That's a bench to beat all benches. I don't think I've ever seen a stronger bench at City than that. They can't have been a stronger bench. Obviously we've got 9 players on the bench instead of 7, but that's just absolutely Aaron Booth. First team is almost on that bench. Stones, I know Stones was coming back from injury. Wasser, Stones was coming back, and that's why apparently he had a niggle, and so did Bravo. But and they're still not in. And Pep said on Friday that they were fit. I'm sure he said they were fit. In his press conference. So really, really surprised that we've done that. Let's have a look. So yeah, hi Danny Toomey, hope you're well. Sign it? No. I mean, if it was me, if I was going to give 5 players a run out, for me it would be in terms of subs. I wouldn't give any of them a run out. I just let that team that's out there play most of the game. I'd give Gabby J a run out. I'd be Gabby Jesus, and maybe Gundogan. I'm looking at Thursday now and saying, who would I want to rest for the total game? Probably I'd give Gabby Jesus a game. Maybe Sane, because you could look at it and say, well, he's not going to feature that much this season. It's a good opportunity to rotate somebody else. But definitely Gabby Jesus to come on. For me, Gundogan to come on as well, because, hey, if he wasn't available, because you worry that someone might get injured. But if he wasn't available for Thursday or next Sunday, I wouldn't worry about Gundogan. I wouldn't want KDB to come on and get injured if we're already winning. Only come on if we're not winning. We need a goal or something. So that's got to give Burnley a chance. It's got to give Burnley a chance. It's not a weak team, not weak by any means, but it's obviously not as strong as we've been used to. Ikram, one thing I will say, Pep, since he's come to City, I don't think I've ever. It's very hard, Even when last game I got Eric Garcia, but I think I got 7 or 8 of them. I would never have picked Gabby J ahead of Aguero. I'd have had Gabby J as well as Aguero. But anyway, that's very, very interesting. I like the rotation. We've got Chelsea away on Thursday as well. Arashia, I understand that. For me, the biggest game this week, because Sunday is still part of this week, is that Newcastle game. The Newcastle game. We could lose against Burnley, lose against Chelsea, and still finish second. We lose against Newcastle, we're out of the cup. So that's why I think that Newcastle game is extremely, for me, it's the most important game this week. By far, there's no question about it for me, that Newcastle game. Aaron thinks it's a bit drastic. I think so. I'd like to couple more of those players to, the first team is to start. Whilst I want us to milk every bit of Sane if he's willing to play seriously. Strongest bench ever, Blackpool Blu-ray. That's what I said. I can't believe, obviously we've got 9 on the bench instead of 7, but that's got to be humongous. Ikram, I agree, Newcastle is the most important game. Absolutely. There's no question about that. No chance Burnley will be rusty. Pep's got the boys firing. I really hope so. Hi, Faris. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well, Faris. Hey, look, you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm getting lots of stuff going on, messages. But guys, a bit of housekeeping. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. It costs you nothing. It'd be great. It helps the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 before the start of next season. I think the 2,000 was the aim by the end of the season. Now the aim is, because of everything that's happened, you know, no football for 3 months. By the end of the season, that would be great to have 2,000 subscribers. If you like the videos, always give us a thumbs up. It's always extra motivation. And if you want notifications, it's great if you can get notified as soon as new videos come out. We're still doing at least one video every day. That might change in the future. You know, life throws lots of things at you with this coronavirus, for instance, but we're still doing at least a video every day. Patreon is up and running. If you want to get involved with the Patreon, the various, and I'll talk about that another time when there's no football to talk about. I'll talk about the Patreon system, but it's basically just to help. It's to help support creative content producers like myself. So you know, I've been doing all this for free for over a year, and it's just nice if we can help support to get some maybe better. I will get some better software, stuff like that. You know, and we will try and up the production values. But I've always focused on the message, not the messenger. Okay, and production values. If your content's rubbish, who cares? Who should care if your production values are fantastic? You got the best screen in the world. So I'm focused on that, but I obviously like to improve the production values. And there's a lot going on at the moment. I did a short long video last night, which will go out tomorrow, about Algeria, Algerian football, Algerian fans, about AFCON, and about the Algerian players we've got in Riyad Mahrez, and some up and coming Algerian players that City are linked with. So that's a good one. So let's have a look what other people are saying, and then we'll talk. Faris, it's a big change, Faris. There's only 3 players kept the places. That's David Silva, Riyad Mahrez, and Edison. And actually, I predicted Riyad Mahrez. I said you can't not pick Riyad Mahrez for this game. Aguero needs to score yet. Absolutely, Rashford. I want him to get the golden boot, and I want him to score at least a hat-trick today, because not only is he my captain in a fantasy league, and it will help me tremendously, but he's a great player, and I want him to keep going, because next season might be his last, and I want him to see. He won't get Alan Shearer. I think that's impossible, but I want him to be well clear in second when he leaves City. Maybe another 2 or 3 hat-tricks as well. So I hope he sets records that no one's going to come near. One-legged tires could work out better for us. Could do, Ikram. No more overthinking Pep yet. Ikram says, I want Aguero to get golden boot so badly. He doesn't get anywhere near the minutes. Absolutely. Whilst one game you put your all the squad great match it right way to do. Absolutely, Blackpool Ray. I mean, it's the different ways to look at it. Blackpool Ray. You know, personally, I'd have still had probably 3 more first teamers. I'd have probably still gone with Sterling because he's young and he's always fit. I'd have gone with KDB, and those 2, and I would have gone with Walker because Walker's a machine. So, but it's not an issue. But and I can understand why Laporte's been rested. So I'd have gone with a few more first teamers, and then, as I say, I like it. Put your best team out, get ahead, demoralize the opposition, and then when you're 2 or 3 up, if that's possible, if you're that up after an hour, then bring people on. But Foden's going to get his game time, which is great for Foden. He's going to start games, and it'll be interesting to see what Gareth Southgate does now that, you know, Foden, I think in the next, if you just look at league games, we've got still 9 games to go. If Foden starts 5 of those, he's got to be in consideration for the Euros next season. That's going to mean at least Foden's mind. It's in my mind, thinking about Mason Mount getting into the England squad after, I think, was it 4 league games this season? You know, and he'd been in the Championship before that. So I'd like to see Foden progress to he should at least be in the national squad. You know, he's got creativity. He's got a lot of qualities that you really want to see. You know, and if you saw the goal he scored against Arsenal. You know, he's got the energy. He for me works the hard. He probably works the hardest. You saw him. You know, he passed the ball out wide from the edge of the penalty box, and he was the one in the other penalty box to score. Okay, he'd come on a sub, and he's young, and he's not as, you know, he hadn't played the full game like the other players, but he busted a gut to get there, and that's what you want to see. Yeah, he'll get past Rooney, Ikram, you know, one more season, and then he'll be up there. Do I like one-legged games? It's what it is, Faris. It is what it is. I don't know where, because we've never had them. We've never had a one-legged game apart from FA Cups and stuff like that. So I don't know. And if we win them all, then I love them. If we lose in the first one, then I won't like it. It's just the way it is. Fans, those one-legged games are basically finals now. Absolutely. And Pep's, it's very good, actually. Very, very good. Would you sell Ottomani or keep him as a squad player? It says Arashvir. For me, I would sell one of Otamendi and Stones. You know, you could see Otamendi. Well, Stones is 26, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him. But you've got to pick who's going to be the best value to you, who's most valuable in terms of as backup. Because I don't want either of them to be first choice with Laporte next season. I want Laporte and another one that we've discussed, like Koulibaly, as the number one pairing. I want Garcia and maybe Otamendi or Stones, let's say Stones and Garcia, to be fighting for first change. Plenty on tonight, Ray. So is something happening tonight? Yeah, well, we've got the game tonight, and then afterwards, I'm gonna do a watch along during the game. I've got, guess which idiot booked a delivery from Asda between 8 and 9. So I'm hoping that happens at half time, but we'll see. So I booked that delivery. I'm just kicking myself for booking that delivery. I don't know how that happened. So I might have to disappear. But then after the game, we're going to get Dan on. We saw Dan from Burnley fan who was on, was it yesterday, Sunday night? So Dan was on from, I forgot the name of the channel now. It's the cricket field end. So Dan will be on afterwards. I've got two others. I've got someone from Australia coming on, and I got someone from England coming on to talk about, two City fans, to talk about the game briefly. We'll do a live stream after. So it's a big night because basically I'm going to be going till at least 10:30, the way things are going. Let's be Burnley tonight. One of the hateful hates is Danny Faris, but they haven't been the hardest opponent. They haven't, but they're a good, solid team. But their problem is once we score, it's very hard for them to come back. But trust me, I'm pretty sure they'll give us a better game than Arsenal. Arsenal came just to try and squeeze a point if they could. Burnley might do the same, but I think they'll give us a harder game. City ready to pay 90 million for Ruben Diaz? I don't think so, Arashvir. In this current climate, I mean, Pep was talking about possibly, you know, having to cut back on purchases. And when they were asking about replacing Leroy Sané, he said maybe, you know, we've got Gabby J who can play out there. We've got Phil Foden can play out there. He mentions, I can't remember, somebody else. And he said maybe someone coming through the ranks could do it as well. So, you know, and it seems that we've got more, and we've got more important fish to fry. We've got that defensive position. But there is going to be an issue about money. Don't, you know, get me wrong. There's going to be an issue about money because City get about let's say 2 million quid, just under 2 million quid on average per home game. Okay, we are losing 6 home games this season. If I'm right, I think we had 6 home games left. We're losing the money on that. That's about 12 million, and we're losing that Real Madrid game. We're losing the Real Madrid game. So I reckon we could be 15 million short this season. 15 million of what we would have expected to get. Okay, at least. Okay, and things like the FA Cup and the Champions League if we'd got further. But we are losing, I reckon, a guaranteed at least 15 million quid. That's going to hurt. It changes. I mean, City, even though we post profits, those are basically down to transfer dealings. That gets us into the profit at the end of the day. Now, if we're losing 15 million here and we're not doing good business in the summer simply because of other people's financial situation, then we could post a loss next season. But obviously, there's no FFP next season. There's so much going on with the numbers. But losing 15 million quid is a big hit to take. And remember, if there's no football next season, if there's no fans next season watching football, City will lose between 50 and 60 million pounds. There's no Carabao Cup. You can say, well, we don't need that. But Carabao Cup does bring in a few million pounds to City. Not for winning it, because I think the prize money is about 300 grand. But every game, you're pulling in some money. And if you play, for instance, 3 games or 2 games at home in the Carabao Cup, let's say if you get to the semi-finals, you play the semi-final at home, you're looking at least 40,000 at that game. City will get at least £1 million, probably 1.5 million quid. So you're losing money. The Carabao Cup is worth probably 2 or 3 million. Let's say 3 million quid to City. All these things are going to add up. So if you have no fans this season, 50 million quid lost. No Carabao Cup next season, 3 million quid lost. No fans next season, 55 million quid lost. So you're up to over 70 million pounds down. So that's going to hurt. And that's going to affect the business that City do. Thoughts to the... yeah, well, we're good in finals. Right, guys. Kareem, how you doing? Salam to you, Kareem. Hope you're well. RSV FFP is suspended for 12 months, and surely we have at least 100 million. Oh, we can spend what we want. RSV. That's not the issue. But if we're trying to be self-sustaining, and I've not looked into the full thing about FFP, you can fail FFP this year, but you've got your 3-year cycle, so you're going to have to get back into. You can't blow it, okay? You can't just blow it like crazy. And because if you end up spending tons and tons of money and your wage bill goes up by 100 million, it's going to affect you next season as well. So you might fail this season and say, oh, it don't matter. We're not going to buy too much next season, or we've got loads. But if your expenses go up dramatically and they're consistent, they're recurring expenses, they're going to happen every year, then you just can't do it. So, right, guys, I'm going to hit the road, and I'll catch you. I'll come on the live stream, the watch-along live stream, probably a few minutes to 8 o'clock. That's it, Faris. He said there might not be a replacement. He was talking about Foden playing on the left, and others. So it might just be, but if you're honest, if you say we can only get 3 players this summer, I think most people want a centre-back, a left-back, and I'd want an attacking midfielder. That's me. Cheers, Ikram. I'd be happy 2 or 3-0. He said that Sterling, Maris, Foden and Jesus can play there. That's it, Faris. So we've got all those players who can play on the left. Why do we need... And let's be honest, we played this season without him. Yes, it's better to have him as a backup. We played this season without him. Last season, we played the last, 13, 14 games. He hardly got a look in. Didn't get many starts, and then he didn't really produce in those starts. So, I still say we didn't really miss him. What I think we miss him for is not putting the pressure on Sterling, which means Sterling's levels drops. I think now you might see Sterling's level pick up a little bit because Leroy Sané is there. Yeah. Although knowing that Leroy Sané is going to go, maybe you take it easy again. But I hope this pushes Sterling again. The way I thought he played, the way he started the season, I want him on fire. FMX said, Tyler, no, De Bruyne is on the bench. I think De Bruyne has been saved because, obviously we haven't played for over 3 months. First game back, I think De Bruyne has been saved up till for the Chelsea game. Hey, Sonny, how you doing, buddy? I don't know who Irek Cap is. Great channel. Oh, Arsenal in trouble, buddy. I'm sure we'll talk about them again this season. Guys, thanks very much for coming on. As I said, if you're new to the channel, please just hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you like the video, and hit that bell icon so that you are notified as soon as new videos come out. Sean Fogg said, hey, 1-0 to City. Good on you. Hey, we could be playing the cup final together, Sonny. We both get through our next games, semi-finals and finals. We could be pitted in the semi or the final. And obviously, we'll be chatting with you again. I don't think we'll be going to Wembley for that. You never know, though. You never know. They might say Wembley's such a big stadium, we'll allow 2,000 or 3,000 fans in. We'll see. Love you too, Sonny. Thanks very much for your help and getting involved with my live streams. Guys, look after yourselves. I'll catch you in about just over half an hour. Take care. We'll see you soon. See you around Blues.